A very good morning everyone. In our previous video, we have studied the concept of keyword targeting. In this video, we are going to learn content optimization. Content optimization is nothing but we are going to improve the content of website. So before starting our today's session, I would like to recall the previous session, that is keyword targeting. Now see, when you are working as a SEO practitioner, at that time, first of all, that is the most critical part to find out the targeted keyword through which people is going to visit your website. So that is the most crucial part of SEO, search engine optimization. Now when you are starting with the keyword targeting, at that time you need to search for a most popular search term or phrases that generally searcher are used to find the content, product or services regarding your website. So always when you are going to search for a particular search term, at that time it is a most critical part for a SEO practitioner that they need to work hard to discover certain kinds of keywords. So we can compare this type of activity with a art or science process to fetch certain kinds of keywords which is related with the website. Now see, there are certain points which you need to keep in the mind while you are discovering keywords. Number one, title tag. A title tag is nothing but a so it is nothing but when you are going to search for a particular keyword, at that time you need to use that keyword in the title tag. So using title tag, you are able to give the most popular keyword regarding the pages which are related with your website. Now that keyword you can put at the beginning of title tag, and remember one thing, that maximum limit of the length of title tag would be of 65 characters. So this number you need to mug up because it may ask in the 1 mark questions. Now you can combine two keywords or key phrases through which people is going to visit your website. Now targeted longer phrases if they are relevant. That means if your phrases or keywords are relevant to your pages, at that time you need to target longer keyword in the title tag. And when you want to separate those words, at that time you need to use dash or greater than or slash operator as a divider. Now you also need to target the searcher intent. That means searcher intent, you need to find out that for what intent or for what purpose searcher is going to search for a product, and you need to maintain consistency in the title tag. Next is called meta description tag. A meta description tag is nothing but when you are going to search for a particular website, at that time in the description box you are having the description regarding the website, that this particular website contains this type of information, right? So generally when you are going to write the meta description tag, at that time you need to tell the truth to the users, or you can mention the name of author, you can put the advertisement over there, you can put relevant keywords with there. You need to analyze the psychology of the user, and based on the psychology you can write the content in the description box. See over here, you are able to see from the figure that people have searched recipe over here, and in the recipe you are having description available over here, and whatever the search term is there, that is in the bold letter. Next is called heading tag. You are having different types of heading tag from H1 to HX, through which the main heading or then subheading, like that way the hierarchy of your document is available in the heading tag. Next is called document text. You need to use the keyword frequently or key phrases which is used by the user that you need to put in the document text. Next is called boldface text. Generally boldface text can be possible using either using B tag or using strong tag in the HTML form. Next is called image file name or alter attributes. So image and file names and alter attributes are there through which you can put the text inside image, because we know that crawler cannot understand the image or videos properly. So for such purpose you are having the facility to write the text with the help of image file names or with the help of image alter attributes. So when crawler is going to crawl the image, at that time if you have given proper file name, so instead of image1.jpg you just need to use the image related name.jpg, so that crawler can understand and get a clues regarding the file or what you kept inside the jpg or any image file. So these two are the ways you can use for the crawling purpose. Next is called avoid keyword cannibalization. It generally occurs when the website information architecture depends on a single keyword. That means, see, when you are having large scale publishing system, at that time which will produce automatically generated content, at that time it creates challenge for the SEO practitioner, because it is very much difficult to find out the keyword research analysis out of hundreds of pages which are being created every day. So making page optimization is the interesting challenge for SEO practitioner. And last is called SEO copywriting, which encourages the effective keyword targeting by content creator. Generally, as a SEO practitioner, you need to match up a user's search query with the key phrases or any keywords. If a search phrase does not appear on your page, there are chances that your page will never be there on the higher ranking. So you need to use most popular search term or phrases in the website in the title tag, so that you will be there on the top of the list. So this is all about our previous session. Now let us begin with our today's session. The topic is content optimization. The content optimization is nothing but we are going to improve the content of our website. Now lots of time in our previous video also we have discussed that content optimization is nothing but when there is a talk about content, that is the heart of any website. So you need to put a content in such a way that would become effective to the eyes of users, and once user is attracted regarding the website, if you provide a good quality of content, at that time people is going to visit your website and creates traffic on your website. So this way you can achieve your goal. So generally content is a collection of text, image or any multimedia content which is available on the pages. Now content optimization contains content structure. As a SEO practitioner, you need to give a complete part of website development process and improves the quality of content properly. You need to give the content formatting properly. You need to present yourself or present your website properly. You need to apply certain kinds of style and layout which is attracted to the eyes of customer for the selection of your content, and that is a part of the process. So content optimization is nothing but you are going to improve the quality of your content to get a good traffic on the website. Content may be in the form of text, or it may be in the form of images or multimedia content available on the page. Let me read out the points. The content optimization is nothing but improving. Content optimization relates to how the presentation and architecture of the text, images and multimedia content on a page can be optimized for search engines. Many of these recommendations are second order effect. First is called content structure. That means you need to provide overall layout structure of your content, or we can say presentation regarding the content, that is a part of content structure. So because SEO has become a complete part of website development and improvement, it is no surprise that content formatting, the presentation, style and layout choices you select for your content is a part of the process. Next is called the content length and word count. Visual layout I will explain after few minutes. Content length and word count. See, if you are providing very lengthy content, at that time the interest of people regarding the website is not created that much, right? So you need to take care regarding the length of your content. Lengthy pieces often don't fare particularly well on the web. So with the exception perhaps of the one page cell letter, where short forms are easily digestible, content often has more success. So always remember one thing, that when you are going to provide some content to the user, at that time be careful that don't give very much lengthy content or lengthy piece of content, because it will not create a good impact on the mind of user or customer. Instead of that, better to use short forms, which is very much easy to digest for the users, and due to this reason your site becomes more successful. Now visual layout. See, our concept is what? We are trying to improve the quality of content, right? So what is the first way? Number one, content structure. That means you need to create that kind of layout using which presentation style and layout should be proper, so that your site would be there on the top of the list. That is the first thing. Next thing is what? That don't provide too much lengthy piece of content, because it creates negative impact on the user. Nobody is going to read out that much long lengthy content. Instead of that, what it suggests? It suggests short form use. Better to use short forms, so that it would become easily digestible content, often has more success. Next is called visual layout. Visual means to see, right? So you need to create your layout of your website in such a way which displays a good material. You need to create, or you need to present your website very beautifully, or the layout should be very much simple and easy to use, and easily replaceable layout may create traffic on the website. So visual layout is depends on the layout, or we can say it is a display material. You need to display your content in such a way, in very beautiful manner, or the layout should be very simple and easy to use. See, if you are going to give the difficult layout or complicated structure, at that time user are not able to understand the hierarchy or representation of your website, right? So in such case also you are not able to get the traffic on the website. So always remember one thing, that put that kind of layout in the website that should be easily understandable by the user. Let me read out the points. Content length and word count. Lengthy pieces often don't fare particularly well on the web, with the exception perhaps of the one-page cell letter, whereas short forms and easily digestible content often has more success. Next is called visual layout. Finally, in the content structure, optimization is the display of the material. Beautifully simplistic, easy to use and replaceable layouts instill trust and gather more readership and links than poorly designed content. See, there are two types of designing. One is called poorly designed content and one is called strongly designed content. When you are having some complicated designing structure, it is considered as a poorly designed content. But when you are presenting your website very beautifully, and it should be simple and easy to understand for the user who is going to visit your website for the first time, at that time the visual layout should be proper in that case, and you will get more readership as well as you will get more link compared to the other one. Next is called CSS and semantic markup. CSS is nothing but it is a cascading style sheet. So this is the full form of CSS which you need to remember, because in your exam one mark question may ask. So CSS is nothing but it is a cascading style sheet. So it is commonly mentioned as a best practice for the general web design and development, but its principles provide some indirect SEO benefits as well. That means when you are going to develop your website and you are trying to add CSS inside the website, at that time you will definitely get SEO benefits regarding the design and development process. Now Google used to recommend keeping pages smaller than 101 KB, and it is used to be a common belief that there were benefits to implementing pages that were small. See, in our previous topic, this one, content length and word count, right? In that only we are talking that you need to put small content or you need to use short form which can be easily digestible for in the mind of customer. So similarly, when you are working with a Google search engine, at that time it gives you the recommendation that you need to create your pages less than 101 KB. Why? Because you will get benefit of implementing your pages in the very small size. So keeping your file size low, that means your pages are loaded faster, there are lower rejection rates and higher probability of that page which is being fully read and more frequently linked to. I am going to repeat these 3 points once again. When you are going to use cascading style sheet while you are working with a content, at that time you will definitely get maximum benefit from the SEO point of view by implementing web designs and development process. Now if you are working with a Google search engine, at that time it recommends you to create your file in the very smaller than the 101 KB. So you will definitely get the benefit of implementing that page as a very small. One more thing, that once you are going to create your file in very low size, that means you will definitely have faster loading time, lower rejection rates, as well as there is a higher probability or higher chances of that page being fully read by the customers. Why? Because the size of that file is very low. Say for example, let me give you routine life example, that I have given one topic and I give you 10 pages regarding one topic, right? And instead of 10 pages, the second copy contains 10 points which contains only one page. So there is a chances to read second option by the user. Why? Because it contains short forms and short contents. So instead of reading 10 pages, people generally refers to the second option, that means file size which contains very low. So it will be readed fasterly comparative to the first option, and the rejection chances of that particular file would be less in that cases. Now you can use CSS code to provide weight to quote or reference, or to reduce the use of tables and other full HTML mechanisms for formatting, which can make a positive difference in your SEO. That means when you are going to use CSS in the program or while you are creating website, at that time you can give quotes or references using CSS, or you can reduce the use of tables and other full HTML mechanisms for formatting, because with the help of cascading style sheet you are having many facilities rather than using full HTML mechanisms for formatting. So which again creates a positive impact in the SEO process. Next is called schema.org and microformats. See, in the June 2011, all the three major search engines like Google, Bing and Yahoo, which came together and announces a new standard for the markup language, which is known as schema.org, which represents a new level of commitment by the search engines to the concept of marking up content, or more broadly allowing the publishers to provide information about the content through the search engine. See, now the schema.org is a file which is used by the Google, Bing and Yahoo, and in June 2011 all the three major search engine announces this particular standard, and that standard is known as schema.org. In that it gives you the new level of commitment using which allows the publisher to provide information about your content regarding the website, right? So each and every search engine contains detailed information regarding the content of your website. So schema.org is nothing but it is a collection of information or content regarding your website. Next is called markup in search result. As mentioned above, search engines sometimes use a markup to create rich snippets. Snippets is nothing but it is a small chunk of content, generally quote. See, sometimes you want to quote something, at that time that can be represented as a small chunks. Chunks means small pieces, right? So that small portion is known as snippets, and search engine allows you to give the snippets inside the any website. So below figure shows an example of rich snippets in the search results. See over here, Lock Lake recipe is the search term which people is going to search on the internet, and approximately 1 lakh plus results found within the 0.31 seconds. So over here, right, you are having number of stars, you are having reviews within how many minutes or how many seconds, that thing they have listed over here. So this is called snippets. Again, the snippets is nothing but it is a small chunk or piece of information which represents by the codes. Next is called content uniqueness and depth. This point again we have discussed in our previous videos, that the website which contains unique content will definitely be there on the higher ranking, right? So a few debate can value the search engine place on strong, unique and value added content. Google has started several rounds of kicking low quality content site out of its indexes, and other engines have followed suit. That means if your website contains low quality of content, at that time it will not be there fetched by, that pages will not be fetched by the crawler. So that pages are considered as a low quality of content, and that site would be out of the index. And once the site is out of the index, at that time site would not be there on the higher ranking. So once Google has started to follow this kind of activity, after that all the other search engine follows the same suit. The criteria have never been officially listed. Criteria means for which purpose or what type of content is considered as a low quality of content. Google does not have that guideline, or there is no official announcement regarding such, right? But if the page contains either duplicate content or page contains any content which does not match with the title pages, or such kind of possibility is there, at that time that page is considered as a low quality of content. So Google or any search engine does not officially listed that this particular type of pages are considered as a lower quality of pages, but with the many examples or discussions by the engineers, search engine representative place the following on the top of the list. That means there are certain points which you need to keep in the mind, so that you can create a higher quality of content. Otherwise such kind of pages are considered as a low quality of content, and your website is not there on the higher ranking. So there is no official announcement done by the Google, right? So before reading these points, okay, let us complete these points first, then I would like to share few points regarding the topic. The first point is at least 30 to 50 unique words forming unique parsable sentences that other sites or pages do not have. For many pages, much more is appropriate, considered this is a minimum. That means when you are going to create website, at that time you need to take care that 30 to 50 words you need to use which are unique and which other website or pages does not have. Otherwise such kind of content is considered as a duplicate content. So while you are going to develop your website, at that time take care regarding the uniqueness of the words which your website contains. Next is called unique HTML text that differ from that of the other pages. That means if your website contains more than one pages, at that time you need to replace your keywords or verbs or phrases or nouns. You need to replace that text in the HTML, and you need to maintain unique HTML text contents which differs from page to page. Again, you need to use unique title and meta description elements, because if your title is not unique, or if you do not maintain unique description, at that time crawler is not going to crawl your website, and in those cases that pages are considered as a poor quality of pages which cannot be crawled by the crawler. So if you want to be there on the top of the list, or you want to find it by the crawler, at that time you need to maintain the uniqueness in the HTML text content, uniqueness in the form of title and meta description, Similarly, if your content is related with particular video, audio, or you have put some image regarding the keyword, at that time again you need to use image or video or audio uniquely. That means it is not available in other website. Otherwise search engine will automatically exclude those pages. So you need to maintain the uniqueness of the content regarding the website. I want to repeat this particular point once again. Content uniqueness and depth contains, see, Google does not officially announce the rules and regulations about poor quality or low quality of pages, but there are some points which can be find out during the discussion performed by the engineer. The first point is what? When you are going to develop your website, at that time you need to use minimum 30 to 50 unique words within the website. Otherwise that website cannot be fetched by the crawler. Next is called unique HTML text content that differ from the other pages. That means when you are going to create HTML content page, at that time you need to create your page in such a way that content is not available on the other pages or other website content. Otherwise that page is not going to crawl by the crawler. Next is called unique title meta description element. That means when you are going to create pages regarding the website, at that time you need to maintain the unique title and you need to write unique meta description elements, so that with it that particular website or web pages can easily be crawled by the crawler. And last point is called unique video, audio and image content. That means if you are giving or you are trying to give some images or videos or audio regarding the particular content, at that time that image should be unique, or it should not meet, or it should not be available on the other website. So you need to maintain the uniqueness regarding the content of your website. And once you will get unique content, or once the unique content found by the crawler, at that time you will definitely be there on the top of the list. So this is all about our today's session. We will discuss duplicate content issues in next session, but before concluding today's session, I would like to share one image also. See this image, right? When you are going to select the layout or font or content or anything, at that time see over here, architecture of the text or image or multimedia content on the page, right? So over here when you are going to apply the formatting on the content, at that time select font properly. Say for example you have selected font Arial, at that time if you are trying to write illustration, right? So this illustration, so this is a small L and this is capital I. So in Arial font there is a difference, there is no difference between I and L. So it will create a confusion in the mind of customer. So instead of selecting Arial font, you need to select Verdana font, which makes a clear difference between I and L. So content optimization means we are trying to improve the quality of content, and we have started with the content optimization in this session. And when you are trying to improve your content, at that time you need to take care regarding the content structure. Content structure is nothing but it is a content formatting which represents the style or layout or presentation of your content. Over here I have taken the example of two various font type. One is Arial, another is Verdana. In Arial I and L there is no difference, so it will create confusion in the mind of customer. So you need to select font regarding the proper layout. Next is called content length and word count. As we have discussed that lengthy pieces of content is not good for the customers, or people are not going to read all the content, all the lengthy content. So instead of writing full content, you just need to take a short form regarding the content so that it can be easily digestible by the customer. Next is called visual layout. This is a part of visual layout only, that you need to represent your content very beautifully, or the content should be simple or easy to use, so that when any unknown person will come and visit your website, at that time it will be easily understandable by the customer. CSS and semantic markup is nothing but you can use cascading styles to improve the quality and design or development process of your website, through which you will definitely get good benefit of SEO. Google generally recommends the file size less than 101 KB to get the benefit of implementing pages. But remember one thing, that when you are having file size very low, at that time your page will be loaded faster, there is a lower rejection rate performed by the user, as well as there is a higher probability or chances of your page fully read. And CSS will provide you the facility to put a quote or put a references, or you need to put all the weight on the CSS, so that which will reduce the use of tables or full HTML mechanism, and which will create positive impact from the SEO point of view. Schema.org is nothing but it is a mechanism which is provided by the all the three search engine in the June 2011, which gives you the facility to allow publisher to provide information about the content to the search engine. So it is a collection of information regarding content of your website, and it is specifically designed for the reference of search engine. Next is markup in search result. It is a snippet. Snippets is nothing but it is a small piece of information generally used for a quotes. Over here, lakh recipe is a search term, and approximately 1 lakh result have been found for within 0.31 seconds, and you are having the stars or reviews or rating, and how in within which minutes that information is known as snippets. Content uniqueness and depthness we have already discussed. There are no specific guidelines provided by any search engine, but approximately 30 to 50 unique words, unique format words you need to write in the website. Unique HTML content you need to provide. Each page contains unique title, as well as each website contains unique meta description, so that you will get on the higher ranking. Similarly, if your website contains unique video, audio or image content, at that time you will definitely be there on the top of the list, or we can say you will be there on the vertical search pages, which normally meet to the uniqueness criteria. So this is all about our today's session. In our next session, we are going to discuss duplicate content issues. That means if you are going to put duplicate content or any content you have copied from the other's website, at that time what are the possibilities, what are the chances regarding the website. So that point we are going to discuss in our next video. Thank you all.